What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. My name is Matthew. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram at MSJ_4times and at Chili Productions. Today, what we're going to be doing is getting the Chevelle ready for winter. I want to be able to drive it in the rain, and right now, I can't do that because my windshield wipers don't work. Let's get into it. Alright, let's do a little recap of what just happened. So yeah. Turn on the car to warm it up really quick before I dove right into this. I was fucking around and pressing on the little washer wiper switch, and the shit turned on. And then it got stuck, just like this. And I proceeded to play around with the switch again, and nothing happened. So I went out there, I moved this one a little bit, and they started going again. It went slow mode, fast mode. I turned it off, went off, picked it back up, went fast, and then it stopped where it's at right now. So I know the motor works now. I was gonna take it off and do things with that, but yeah, like, let me go onto the dash, look at some wires, and let's make sure everything's plugged in properly, everything's seated properly, because it was working before I took it off the car, and it hasn't worked since. And keep in mind, I played around with this switch a lot to just fucking hope it will turn on again. I have a spare one for my uncle. He has a 71 Monte Carlo, and he's no longer gonna have wipers on his car because he doesn't care for them. I do. So if this one doesn't actually work, I have that spare one, but clearly it works. So let's look at some wires and let's see what's going on. Either way, if I have time, I'm gonna show you guys how to troubleshoot if your wiper motor is actually bad. You just need some wire and some wire strippers, and it'll be really quick. Let's get to it. All right, step one, we're under the dash right here. I removed this bottom panel. There's 4 screws, Phillips head screws right there. And this is where the switch is at, right here. So what I did is, there it is. You just pull this out. There you go. So got these 3. I know the switch is good just because it was working. Actually, it could be a faulty switch, but I don't think it's a switch. And the only reason, sorry, laying down here, the only reason why I don't think it's a switch is because every time I was turning it on before, I would hear a click on the motor itself, which implies that, you know, the switch was actually flipping something over there. It sounds more like a ground issue. I think it is a ground issue, but just doing my due diligence, making sure that this connector itself has power. I have this cheap little multimeter that I use for probably everything. What you're going to want to do is put the ground right over here on any of these bolts. There's a little grounding point, and then you're going to connect the red point to these sides right here, the 2 outer portions. The middle one, as you can tell, is a black wire, is a ground, so you're not going to get anything. But when this is set to off, both of these should turn on the lights on your multimeter. You should receive 12 volts from both of these. When you have it in low speed or high speed, only this far left one is going to turn on. So I already did that. This turns on. The middle one obviously doesn't turn on because it's a ground. So yeah, we know this is good. Now let's go check on the outside. Let me put this back together. So one thing about these, the wiper motor, is it doesn't really use a ground wire to ground it. It uses the body itself. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but this gold right here, it's like a little clip. It's a grounding strip, so it screws on there, and then it screws on, you can never see it, but through this bolt right here. So that's what it uses to ground. I'm assuming it's using other things such as probably this windshield, the wiper arm right here. Well, I'm not sure what this one's actually called. These are arms, but I'm assuming it's probably using some of this too. And I noticed that this was shifting around and this wasn't tightening up, so I'm also going to tighten these itself and see if it turns on again. So let's go ahead and tighten these up, and then we'll take it from there. That didn't work. It's still just clicking over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna unbolt this piece, remove it from this actual arm to see if this is actually causing it to bind up in any way. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, now you can see that I got it disconnected from here. So it's just this lower portion goes under this ball here, and then you have these two copper plates and the top portion, and obviously 2 bolts. So clearly, turn it back on. The little noise is the vacuum pump. Hear it clicking. Sounds like it's just not getting power, but that could be caused by a grounding issue. So what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna unloose that that grounding strap I showed, the little copper one, gold looking one. We're gonna attach a wire under there, tighten it up, and see if it turns on. For this part, you could use any old wires. I happen to have some speaker wires that I don't need no more, and I just have laying around. So I'm gonna just cut up one end, attach it to the housing of the wiper motor, and then this end's gonna go to the actual battery itself. All right, as you can see, you have, or I have, this wire connected to the negative side of the battery, and this end wire here, I am gonna put it under the actual bolt. So the bolt that goes inside there. All right, as you can see, I have the wire tucked right under that bolt, and it's still not working. So next step is we're going to completely remove it and test it manually with a few wires. So let's get to it. So here it is, got it out. While it is out and I have these unplugged, I'm also going to test the wires to see if they're actually getting any power. These 2 wires right here are for the windshield washer pump, but mine doesn't work, so I'm not really worried about that. It's these 2 at the bottom that control the actual motor. So let's go ahead and we're going to find a ground, either any metal component on here, and then put the red probe on the multimeter on these 2. The middle one should be a ground, if I'm not mistaken, but we're going to test them all just to see if they're actually getting any power. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's check out the rat's nest I created here. So we got this power wire, or not this power wire, this ground wire that's going straight to the battery here, and I got it clamped onto just one of the mounting points right here. So it's basically like a little rubber piece and then like a little metal portion that goes inside. And just I put it right there just because it was convenient. Got this wire right here. Got another ground wire that connects to, where are we at? This portion right here, or this first clip. I got it connected to this clip right here. Also attached to that is this red wire, and this wire connects to the 3rd clip right there. This 3rd one right here, depending on where you're looking, it could be a 1st or 3rd. So when these 2 are both connected, it is on high mode. When this side is disconnected, it is on low spinning mode. This middle wire goes straight to power. And then if you have, obviously everyone will have the park mode and the recessed mode. So when this one is connected to this side and this end is completely disconnected, that's park mode. So we're both on, that's gonna be low. This off, it's gonna be high. disconnected and this side off, it's going to be park. So right now I have it on high mode, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, high mode. Let's see if it actually powers on or actually spins. I'm just going to confirm if my motor has an issue or if something's going on with my wiring. Let's go to touch it to the battery here. And look at that, it is running. Now, I just gotta troubleshoot what exactly is causing it. Like I said, I think it is gonna be a ground issue, but let's give it a shot. All right, so I put it back on, and I thought it was gonna be, like I said, just that ground issue. So I went ahead and put a wire straight from this bolt here to that first point right here, which always has a ground to it. And that's what I did, but I noticed it turned on, but it never turned off. So I went ahead and disconnected it. And when I was playing around with this wire right here, I noticed that one of the wire is actually pretty loose on the inside. All right, sorry about that. The GoPro actually died. Also, keep in mind, I am recording off my phone now. I just got the new iPhone 14. Let me know about how you guys like the quality difference, because I might just start recording everything off my iPhone, if that's a little bit better. Obviously, what's going to be more convenient. Obviously, I'm not going to put my phone on the car when I'm on the freeway, unlike the GoPro. I'll do that. But anyways, I put this wire, I thought it was ground issue, put this wire right over here. The motor wouldn't stop spinning, so I took out this wire and I looked on the inside, and it was kind of loose on the inside, the wire itself to this actual connector. So I was like kind of forcing it in a little bit more, pushing the wire in while I was holding this connector out, plugged it in, and it is working now. So if that was just the issue, just a really loose wire, I did all this for nothing. But let's give it a shot. Right there, car is on. That is low mode, high mode, and then turn it off, and it's recessed. All right, connected the wipers. Let's see if they are good to go. Yes, they are. That's high. That's low. Oh, that's actually parked. This is low. This is high. That is parked. All right, everyone, that's pretty much the end of this vlog. Got the wiper motor working, functioning. I think it was just that loose wire, or maybe it was just me reseating all the wires and the actual unit itself. I don't know. Like I said, that one grounding wire or at least the grounding from how we wired it up, looked like it was causing it. But at this point, I really just don't know. But if this is helpful, or hopefully this was helpful to someone going through the troubleshooting steps in terms of looking at the connector right under the dash, disassembling things using, you know, your multimeters to see if things are actually getting power. So yeah, just keep that in mind. This is step 1 of getting the car ready for winter, or I should say actually just rainy weather. As you guys know, I built this car to look really nice to compete with, you know, those big dogs in the industry who have you know, these nicer cars, especially Chevelles. But I built it and I want to drive it. The goal is to be able to drive it in the rain. I can't wait to take photos of it in the rain, because that's gonna give me that leverage that other folks don't have, in terms of, you know, they keep it in the garage and stuff like that. They don't want to drive it. They will never see rain. I think the cars are meant to be driven, so that's what exactly I'm gonna do. So getting it ready for the rain. The wiper motor was the big one. Then a couple other things. Obviously, I need to put back on the hood because I don't want to drive it with the hood off. I was thinking about doing it. Maybe if I got a different air filter, maybe like a scoop, those bug catcher looking ones, because it would essentially let in less water into the car. Not only that, I need to patch up the holes. Well, not patch up. I need to cover up the holes from the firewall, all the wires that lead from the starter, for the tach, basically all the wires that are coming in from the firewall, and the accelerator cable. Those holes need to be closed up with the grommets, or I might not even do that because that requires me to remove all the fucking wires and wire it up again. I might just put like Dynomat around the hole, seal that up for a little bit, and then fix it later on when I actually do all the wiring all over again, just to make it cleaner. So I know I have 3 wires or 3 holes to clean up. One's going to be the power wire for the amp, all the wires for everything else, and then the wire, or then the actual cable for the gas pedal accelerator cable, whatever the fuck you guys want to call it. So yeah, patch up those holes, put the hood on, and get new windshield wipers, because the one I have right now I bought when I was dailying the car, and they're just torn to shit. Also, one thing about the wipers that I got, those are actually Rain-X wipers that I got. They're a lot thicker, and what that meant was whenever they would go into park mode with the factory hood or the stock hood, they would hit it because they were just too thick. But now that I got a cowl hood, hopefully I won't be having that issue, just because obviously it's elevated a little bit more. So yeah, that's it for this one. I'll do another video of me changing all the other things, putting the hood back on. I still gotta get the roof ready. I gotta take off this brown stuff, put Dynomat in here, and then paint the rest of it to match the car. It's a lot of little things I still need to do. Also, a lot of little things I still need to do the Trailblazer, so we're getting there slowly but surely. Also, we got 3 other project cars at the house right now, that are my uncle's and my cousin's. They are 71 Monte Carlo, if I'm not mistaken, that's torn down right now. It's getting body work done. A 67 Impala that's torn down, getting body work done, and a 65 Impala. Monte Carlo's muscle car. The Impalas are going to be lowrider style. Cool little backstories to some of them as well, in terms of what got them to where they are right now, especially the 67. If you guys want to hear about those, see the progress of those, comment down below, let me know. Also give you the story behind them. You guys talk to my uncle, and he would go into details of how those cars came here, or what brought those cars, I guess, to where they're at right now. So let me know. I think I'm gonna do another video of just doing a little walk around them, and that way you guys can see where they're at, and then anyone who's interested, I'll go ahead and get into more details. But other than that, so far it's just my cars that I really focus on. But let me know. That's it for now. Peace.